Hello guys, my name is Jack Kim and I'm a specialized IELTS tutor. And this is the video to introduce the newest IELTS essay topics to examinees. And I hope that my video will be useful for your IELTS essay study. And if you want to have the newest IELTS study materials like the study books, you can send me email and you can just visit my website. And if you want to get the private tutoring from me, you can contact me through this email address. Okay, let me start. So today's essay topic is, although more and more people read news on the internet, newspapers will remain as the most important source of news. Do you agree or disagree? Okay, so today's essay topic is about media and newspaper. So basically, my opinion is that I disagree with the topic. So firstly, let me start with introduction. There might be contentious debate regarding the issue whether it is possible for the internet to replace printed newspapers or not. The opponent might disagree with my stand. However, I strongly believe that the internet will eventually substitute for paper newspapers. In this regard, I will write this essay concerning my own opinions. So, as you heard, there is very easy and simple introduction that you can use for your IELTS essay writing. So, if you want, you can just copy my introduction when you write your IELTS essay. Okay, let me turn to body 1. In the body 1, I will explain paper newspapers also have some advantages, and many people also prefer reading paper newspapers to reading news on the internet. Let me start. So it is partially true that the printed newspapers have their irreplaceable features. For example, when TV was invented, many people predicted that the life of a radio would come to an end. But until now, a radio is still loved by people who are in favor of its advantages. Likewise, although the number of people who use the internet as the source of getting news is increasing, there are also a number of people who prefer reading newspapers to reading news on the internet. Thus, from this fact, it can be believed that the importance of newspapers would not undergo any significant changes. Okay, in the body 1, I explained that it is true that many people still prefer reading paper newspapers, like for older people or something. So, still until now in modern society, newspaper is one of the main sources for people to get the news. So that is true. But in the body 2, I will explain why internet eventually will replace newspapers. Let me start. However, in the future, the significance of the internet as the major media will outweigh that of newspapers. The point to be made, importantly, is that in modern society, the number of people who use the internet for news is gradually increasing, and those reading printed newspapers are steadily decreasing. Therefore, in the future, it is surely expected that just a few people reading printed news will be seen, and the industry related to news will be reorganized, centering on the internet. Furthermore, if technology progresses more, advantages of gaining news on the internet will be enhanced, and it will attract more people to use the internet instead of newspaper. Okay, so as you know, nowadays a lot of many people read news on the internet, like their smartphone. And I believe there are just a few people who read newspapers. So in the future, maybe the paper newspaper will be totally replaced by the internet news. And even the industry about news will be reorganized, focusing on the internet. So in the future, maybe internet news will be the main source for people to get the news instead of paper newspapers. Okay, so let me finish with conclusion. In conclusion, notwithstanding some merits of newspapers, paper newspapers, in the future, the position of newspapers as the major source of news will be displaced by the internet news. Okay, so today's essay topic is about the news and media. Okay, so thank you for watching my video and please subscribe to my page and I'm going to upload more useful videos. Thank you so much.